Hello everyone, welcome to my next episode on my YouTube channel, and it's on this custom painted Toyota Celica. A job that probably nobody was willing to touch. Yes, it poses great amounts of problems, but my customer wants it tidied up, so to speak. Not looking for perfection. But yeah, let me bring you in, show you what it's all about, straight after this. So here's the car in question, the Toyota Celica. Velvet headlights, velvet scoop. Anyway, this car apparently a lot of years ago won a car show. In my honest opinion, I don't know how, because the paintwork is shocking, but never mind, it's been custom painted. The original colour was red, and it's been painted this like that I can only describe as a rust colour. But what the task for me to repair is the bumper and the wing. So let me bring you down. Let me focus in. Where are we at here? I don't know if you can see that. So we have a lot of cracks. I do believe it looks like it's a fiberglass bumper. So we've got to repair here, this little chipped bit of paint there. Trying to hold the camera and focus in. Wrong way. There we go. And as we come around to the front, we've got this bit here, and then coming in around the other side is this section here, and then right on the edge. So let me put you back onto the stand. So that's the huge task I have on my hands. Now, prior to recording this, and I've had the car in for a few days, I needed to try and identify some colours. Now, with putting the spectrometer on the car, unfortunately, it only picked up one colour, and that was a motorbike colour. I'll get that shortly. The purple, there was no match on my spectrometer, so I've had to go through a load of swatches to try and get the closest match. Now, in theory, we're looking at a bumper off and a total strip down and repair. The same on to the other side of the wing. God knows what the cost would be from that. Probably anybody stripping this bumper down to the bare plastic or the bare fiberglass, it needs a serious amount of repair. Then you've got to think of the custom painting behind it, and we've got four colours. We've got the standard, well, I say the standard colours red, but we've got the base colour, then we've got a purple, we've got a black, and we've got like a white or a silver. So all of these need to be taken into account in terms of application. So a lot of masking off in separate stages. So a long process to try and do a smart repair on this. I like a challenge, put it that way. It's a challenge that the customer is wanting me to do and to take on. This is just to record and show what the journey is like in terms of doing a smart repair on a custom painted car. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Right guys, what I've done here is I've taken that screw out that holds it against the wing. Try and get it in here. Come on, focus up. Let's have a look. You see, obviously someone's been here before. So I'm just going to repair this bit. So what we've discussed with the customer is I'm going to go to this edge. He knows he's going to end up with like a line coming around here, a thick line, which is going to save clear coating this full wing, which he doesn't want to do. So we're going to take it to that, repair this section, and then obviously we need to do the corner bumper. So the next bit what I'm going to do is sand all this down and repair this split using some fiberglass filler. Right guys, what we've done here is sanded as much as we can in terms of keeping it as small as we can, and then put in the fiberglass filler. All this will be sanded down and smoothed out, but the amount of filler on here is frightening. So yes, all of that could probably all get stripped down, but for a smart repair it's not what we want to achieve. Just want to try and make it more presentable. Right guys, I primed it all up. Whoops, a little bit slower. And what I've done, because in theory when you're painting the bumper and the bumper's off, you can get round to the edges. So what I've done is paint that black with some clear coat on, and when that's put together the red paint will flow inside here. So ready, because we need to put a little bit of black on, so that should marry in quite well once that's painted. But we needed to put something to protect that edge before I bolt that back. So yeah, a little bit of progress, and then on to the other sections on the front. And I don't want to bore you with all the repair process, because it's pretty much sanding down, fillet, prime it. So yeah, I'm going to get this all finished off, and then I'll bring you back in when it's all prepped, and then I'm ready to mask up. So for you guys, this will be instant. For me, it's going to take a few hours. So on to the next bit. Right guys, this is the bumper on this side that's been repaired and primed. Down on the edge, as I come round to the front, you can see where we're going to be blending, and then down onto this section. Difficult to try and get in here without getting the vehicle up a height. And then to the side, the other bumper side that we repaired, and the little bit on the wing. Trying to keep these as small as possible is really difficult. As I was explaining before, the bumper should be off and fully stripped down, but we try and, in terms of the customer doesn't want to spend too much in what would be quite an expensive repair. Now, one of the reasons why I can't get the car up a height is because even under the ramps, it's really, really low. I can't get the chocks underneath, so I'm having to do the repair while it's sitting on the ramp. So yeah, next off, mask all up, ready for the first layers of paint. So here we go. Good morning, it's day 2 on this little Toyota project. So, yesterday was spent doing all the repairs on the corner, the other corner, and in the middle. It's all masked up, and now I'm going to take you in to show you the paint. I've mixed the paint. Now, I just want to try and explain a few things like I briefly went into yesterday. Matching the colour is seriously difficult in this present time, because obviously we're all going through this coronavirus, so there's not a lot of places open. My paint supplier, their spectrometer scans, I don't know exactly, I think it's 3 or 4 different paint schemes. So if there's a match in a certain paint scheme, great. If not, then you have to try something else. So my spectrometer is purely for my paint system, and ironically it came up with a Toyota colour, but the colour is not a good match, but it's the nearest I can get. Now I'm going to put on the screen now a photo of the other side of the bumper. And you can see a paint difference in terms of shade difference anyway. So I might have to tint it by eye when it goes on the car. That was my thoughts. When I've put in the colour into the computer, it's put up another little bombshell in saying that this colour is a pearl colour. So that's a 2-stage base coat. So the base coat goes down, then a pearl colour goes onto the top. So adding more difficulty to the job. But nevertheless, that's what we've got to do. So again, the customer is not looking for absolute perfection. We've gone into what needs to be done for perfection on this job, but that's not what we want to achieve. We just want to try and make it more presentable, take away the scuffs and the scratches. So yeah, all prepped. Paint's mixed. I'm going to take you in and just show you you'll see like a scan of the different colours. There's another one to add, which is like there's a black outline, so we need to add to the black. But yeah, time to get some paint on, where I'm going to obviously prep, get myself my cover overall on, and applying some paint. Now it's going to be difficult to try and set the camera up and to show you paint. I'm going to set the Osmo on as a little time lapse, and you can see me apply the first coat of colour, which is going to be the main colour. Once that's done, I'm going to bring you in and explain what the next process is going to be. So thanks guys. Oh, nice. Right guys, I have put the base coat down, and what a nightmare. Having loads of problems. Problems are,
is, in theory, yeah, this is the frustrating part. This bumper is goosed. And what I mean by that, it probably needs replacing. There's more filler on it than anything else, so it's been starting to lift. So without boring you trying to repair these, I've tried to do the best I can in patching these up, but it's just spreading and spreading and spreading. So how far do we go? In theory, I said it many times, bumper should be off the car, and really it needs replacing. But we've just got to plod on and do the best we can. So I'm going to flip you around. I'm recording on my phone at the minute, so I'm going to flip you around and just show you the problem areas and what I'm going to do. So put the base coat down. Doesn't look too bad, but you start to see the imperfections of the previous repairer. So if I start to peel that off and sand that down, it's just going to peel away. So something what we want to try and avoid. Now I've got to obviously put this in, the motifs or whatever you want to call them. So coming around to this area, this is the biggest headache ever. So try to repair around here, but it started to peel right around here. So I've had to peel all that all off, all the fiberglass is all not very well filled. So I'm trying to flick that into here. So I'm going to do the motif around here to try and take away by eye the severity of, but trying to blend that in, really difficult. And again, trying to paint when the bumper's really low to the floor, further problems. Come around to this side, and it doesn't seem too bad, but really we'll only tell when the clear coat's on and the masking paper's taken off. So at the end of the day, customer just wants this patched up, and when you say patched up, this is the frustrating part by a painter trying to make best of a bad situation. So yeah, onwards and upwards, guys. I'll bring you back in once I've put the motifs in, so to speak. And yeah, I'll bring you back in then. So here we are, guys, all masked up best I can to try and recreate a pattern. I'm going to put an extra one in here just to break that contrast up of the new paint, and then on here. So I'll bring you in once we're done. So here we are. Here's the attempt, just trying to recreate some form of pattern. So we'll see once this is off, and then a little bit of more touching up, and then I'll bring you back in once again. So here we are, base coat down and the custom painting has been completed. Is it an exact replica of it before? No, relatively impossible. So I just want to establish and make sure that you understand that this is a smart repair. Yes, the bumper should be replaced because it's been painted badly, the whole car has, but the task for me by the customer is try to do the best I can with the bumper still on the car and not take and make the job too big. So what a massive task. Is it worth it to the customer? Yes. And hopefully it just pushes my skill level hopefully more. It's not something that I feel comfortable with. Is it something that I've been looking forward to? Yes. Because if you don't challenge yourself, you never know your capabilities, do you? So it may not be perfect, but you know, for a smart repair, at this moment in time, before the clear coat goes on, I'm over the moon with it. So I'm just going to take you off camera, off the tripod, and I'm going to bring you back in. So
go a little bit shaky, but just bear with us. So here we are. So this side, and then as we scroll through, so I've done this as a little extra. I made that a little bit bigger, and as if we come round to this side, hopefully that'll match up quite well. I personally think, now this just goes to, I think it's going to be a little bit dark around here compared to the wing, because as I say, trying to match the shade and blending the black in is really difficult without going up into the wing. The customer did not want to go up into the wing, so he's aware of that risk. I think it'll be a lot darker, but you know, we can only do what we can do. So next shot, as you'll see, is it clear coated. So here we are, guys, lacquer is on. Don't know why it keeps changing focus, but there we are. So I'll get all this masking paper taken off, and let's have a look once it's all polished up and ready to hand back. So guys, that's it. The only thing to do now is to polish this blend edge. As I said, there's imperfections previously to my paintwork right all over the car. So to try and get the bumper as perfect as we can, again that takes us back to stripping the full bumper back, basically starting the whole project, if that makes sense, again. But I still refer back to again that to try and achieve a perfect job, the bumper should be replaced, because there's problems all over it. But then you've got to obviously explain to the customer his options, and the customer's choice is a smart repair. So that's what I've done. And to be honest, I'm over the moon with it. It's turned out really good compared to the initial thought of custom painting. How are we going to achieve this without removing the bumper, without correcting every defect? So yeah, a little bit of polishing to do here, and with some previous guys overspray on the wing, so I'm going to take that off, and then that'll be that. So I'll just polish this edge, get this plugged in. So I'm going to start off with my wall pad. And there we are. And all finished. So yes guys, thanks for watching. Another video for you guys, hopefully has brought something different. It's, as I said in previous videos, it's hard to try and give new content and make it worthwhile, if that makes sense. I don't want to continue to do the same things all the time. So most of new videos and things like that on a day-to-day basis is getting updated on my Instagram page or Facebook page. So that's Premier Car Care UK _ for my Instagram, and it's just Premier Car Care for Facebook. So please check those out guys. Subscribe on YouTube. Just knock that bell for notifications when I drop a new video. And yeah, thank you for your continued support, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers guys.